Hey everybody, I had a little extra time today, so I figured I'm not leaving the house, I'll do my makeup. So this is just gonna be a little get ready with me to do nothing. And I'm gonna try out a bunch of different products that I've never tried before, and see how they go. And I don't have anything on my face right now, so I'm gonna use a little bit of a cotton rectangle and some of my Kylie micellar cleansing water. And I use this just to like clean my face in between I shower every other day, so I use this to just cleanse my face in between so I can reapply my skincare routine. I don't do a full-blown face wash because it sometimes dries out my skin too much, and this seems to help. I also use this as a makeup remover too, but it doesn't totally work the best on like heavy full application or full coverage makeup. It works better on makeup like a skin tint or something super light. So if I do go to use this as a remover for more full coverage makeup, I use like a cleansing balm first, or like a more heavy duty makeup remover, and then I do this after that. And it seems to get off all the left behind that's still on there. So I'm gonna use my eye cream, which is I use this every day. Well, every day I wash. Every day. Actually, every day. And I do like it a lot. It's a Paula's Choice C5 Super Boost Eye Cream. And I do like it a lot. I always have a really hard time with eye creams if they're too heavy. Because I get those little white bumps. Sometimes I'm like blanking on the name. They're not styes, because when I get a sty, it's in my eyelash line, and that's usually from not properly taking off makeup, for me. And then I can't remember what those little white bumps are, but I'll get them along in here, and sometimes up in my brow bone if the eye cream is too thick. And I've had pretty good luck with this one, and before this one I used one from IT Cosmetics, and I don't really know why I switched. I just decided I want to try something new, and I've kind of stuck with that one since then. I would say I've been using it for about a year. I don't really have a hard time with like dark circles under my eyes. It's just usually puffiness in the morning is what I have a lot here, and on my brow bone. So for the moisturizer, we're gonna try the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It's supposed to be a moisturizing primer, all-in-one primer and moisturizer. So I've never tried this before. There's always been a lot of good reviews on it. I've had a hard time finding a primer that I like recently, and I've tried a lot of them, Even on days that I wouldn't wear makeup, I would wear primer underneath my sunscreen, just because sunscreen, kind of any type of sunscreen to be honest, really irritates my skin. So I was hoping that if I had a primer in between the sunscreen and my skin, it would irritate it less. This past summer I was testing out the mineral based sunscreens from Supergoop, and my skin did not like it at all. But then after I was testing it, I read a bunch of reviews for it because I bought it before the reviews, and a lot of people had the same exact problem I did, where it made my face really red, even if you weren't out in the sun. So that was a bummer. I've tried the mineral sunscreen from Eyeshadow, I think is how you say it. I believe it was from them, and it didn't really set very well on my skin. I've tried a few baby mineral sunscreens, and they weren't really the greatest. I also tested them on my skin to make sure that they would be fine for my little one. Just, I'm not gonna put it on her if I'm not gonna put it on myself. Anyway, the primer base, the face base. Normally in the in-between days, let's see how this goes. Maybe that's too much. Can always use more. On my normal days where I'm not, smells good, where I'm not putting on makeup, I'll use like a face serum after I use the micellar water, and then my moisturizer, which is just a Vanna cream moisturizer. And so far I really like it. I haven't found one that I like better, and I've tried a lot of really expensive moisturizers. After I had my daughter, I had a really hard time with my skin being super duper dry. So I've gone through a lot of different like serum, toner, moisturizer combos. And right now, the Vanna cream is my favorite moisturizer. And this one's pretty good. My favorite moisturizer, and it's a facial oil, I believe is what it's considered, that I'm using, well, testing out right now. I'm not totally sure how much I like it because my nose and eyebrows for some reason seem to be really dry. But it's the Herbivore Phoenix oil, and at first I was trying to just use the Phoenix oil on its own, and once it soaked into my skin, it was really dry. But the Phoenix oil also leaves your skin kind of oily until it soaks in, so it's definitely like an adjustment. But I did the Phoenix oil, and then I do my moisturizer. I've seen several different opinions on the order that you're supposed to use face oil and moisturizer. I've seen several opinions where if you put the oil on your face, the moisturizer won't soak in. and you're supposed to do the moisturizer and then the face oil. But the way I've tested out these two products together, it seems like it works better when I do it this way. And that's just how it works for me. The foundation we're going to be trying out is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. And I bought these when they first came out, before there were any reviews, like, what was it, February and March? And I just never tried them. I don't really... The only thing I remember about these is people were trying to say that they're a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. I believe it's the Hollywood filter, which I've never tried that one either. So looking at it in the bottle right now, this looks like it's going to be more my tone, which is Fair 1. And then this is Light Medium 3. So I guess we're just going to see how it blends out. Because if it's too light with this, I can always put a little bit of this back on. But if it's too dark, it's going to be hard to go back. So we're going to start with this one. This is infused with squalane and hyaluronic acid. This glow booster creates a skin-enhancing soft focus effect for effortless radiance. It's the only filter you'll ever need. It says, customize your glow. Wear it alone, under or over makeup, mixed with foundation, or as a highlighter. Okay, I thought this was a foundation. So it says glow booster for radiant skin. So we're going to wear it alone and see how it goes. Apply as desired and blend into skin. So we're going to try number 1, Fair, which I'm not really a fair girly, but we're going to see what happens. Oh, was that supposed to come off too? Because that literally tells you. Okay, there's a shade on the bottom. And then I also, for my concealer, I also got a e.l.f. concealer that I bought around the same time I bought this, but I have not tested it at all because I'm terrible about keeping up with this stuff. But I do what I can. I do think it has a little sponge applicator. Yep. Whoa. And I've got a bit of hyperpigmentation, like around my mouth and some on my forehead. And I've like bought some color correcting products, but I'm not like very good at that at all. So hopefully this isn't too much. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a big, I don't really wear foundation too much. Usually I just do concealer and blend it out, but I have a few foundations that I really need to test out, and this is one of them. So I always go back and forth between using a beauty blender, but not the brand. I use the Juno & Co. And I really need to, this is the one I've used. This is a new one. I really need to clean the used one. I go back and forth in between those, between this and this brush. It's a Urban Decay optical blurring brush and is like my favorite foundation brush ever. So yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Oh my goodness. Very glowy. I guess that's why it says use it. It can be used under foundation. But I got a setting powder. And I always try to get either foundation or the concealer on my eyelids. So it's because I always forget to use a face primer, or not face primer, eyeshadow primer. You could, you know, use your face primer on your eyelids too, but I also always forget to do that. And I'm definitely not a girly who can like put a headband in their hair, even if it's one of the fabric ones to do their hair, because I have really fine hair and it'll like leave a dent in my hair and I won't be able to recover. Okay, definitely not a product I would ever wear on its own on my face. Without assistance, because it is so glowy. I definitely understand now why it says that you could put it under more foundation. But I'm not using anything else besides this, so we're gonna see how it goes. These are the concealers, the hydrating concealers. And my nose also seems to be getting really dry where I normally wear glasses. And it seems to be getting really dry where the glasses go. So I have these two colors, light peach, light sand. So peach, I'm assuming, is a pink undertone, which it kind of looks like it. It kind of looks gray though. And then sand sounds like a yellow undertone, but it doesn't like yellow. And I always have a hard time with my undertone because my cheeks are like really pink. And then some of the other areas of my face are more yellow undertone. And then it's just really hard to figure out what undertone I actually have. So I try to tend towards a neutral undertone foundation just so it cancels it out. So we're gonna try this one. This one just looks too pinky, I would say. But this one looks really gray. We'll just go with this one. Full coverage satin. And I like to use the concealer. I think I used way too much under my eye. Is like a highlighter too. So we'll see what this looks like. Okay, this might be too light. But this is what we're going with right now. And I'm always on the fence about when and how often you use setting spray. I always see a lot of different opinions on it. This is a Mini Mac Fix Plus, the original. And I've used it, I think, twice. And I think I like it. I'm not totally sure. I also have the Charlotte Tilbury one. And then I have the Patrick Star. I hope that's their name. The One Size Beauty. But I bought it when it like first came out. So it was before all that white stuff. People were having a problem with that. Okay. Kind of want to do my eyebrows before I put any powder on. And I'm a person who matches my eyebrow color to my actual eyebrow hair. Anytime I've ever gone into like Sephora or Ulta and somebody's tried to help me with like eyebrow products, they always try to match me to my hair color. I've never really cared for that. It's just my personal preference. And this is just Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Brow Wiz in Ebony. And my eyebrows are like a really, really cool, like brown, almost black. And a lot of brands, when they do darker brown, it's always like a warm brown color. And broke down. I don't know where you're coming with my. I need to pluck a couple of those hairs, but it's not happening right now. They're always like a really warm brown. And it just doesn't look good with the color, I don't think, with the color of my natural hair or my eyebrow hair color. So this seems to be like really the only one that I really like. The formula is a little powdery for me. I do like the Benefit Cosmetics powder a little bit, or formula a little bit better because it's more of a gel, but I don't like the color as much, so If they could get on the same page, that would be perfect. And I do really like, this is just a sample size, but it's the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I do prefer this applicator and the formula compared to the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've never tried like the brow laminating where you just like laminate your brows to your face with like an eyebrow gel, but I do like a product that kind of holds my brows, not like they're going anywhere, but like holds the shape a little bit better. In my opinion, the Anastasia Beverly Hills ones doesn't really do that for me. It's like a thinner feeling eyebrow setter, but I've never used the gel because that's just like way too intense for me. I have Benefit Cosmetics, the like tinted eyebrow, but it's pretty dark, and it's not like a it's definitely a dark eyebrow. The color that I have, and I don't remember what color I have. Very dark eyebrow, and in my opinion it's a little hard to lighten if you don't want to put more products on your eyebrows. So unless you're determined to have a dark eyebrow, I wouldn't really suggest doing that. I would just stick with the eyebrow pencil or eyebrow powder, because then you could just darken them at your leisure. Wasn't totally sure what I was gonna do with my eyes. I like doing a cat eye, but I have a really hard time doing it. Because ever since I got over 20, my hand shakes a little bit, and it makes it harder for me to make it like perfect. I only brought 2 eyeshadow things over here. I brought the Sweet Shop Orange Sorbet. I've tried this one time before. And I was only really going to use this, I think, if I was going to try to do a cat eye. Yeah, I have only used it one time before. It is a really, really pretty palette. It was from a collection, and I do think I had the purple one, but I did end up never using it, so I just resold it. And then I have this one. I have the Natasha Denona mini bronze palette, which I have never opened. So we might just do this one today with a color on my waterline, maybe. I always get confused between / forget which one's the waterline or the tight line. So I'm talking about the top eyelashes. Maybe that's the tight line. I think the waterline is the bottom one. So we're gonna try this little guy. 5 colors. I think these are like $27, which isn't like too bad when you compare it to how expensive the full-size palettes are. And I only have one full-size palette, and I believe it's the retro one. It's more the rose-toned one. And I'd really like to get the nude one, and I think the glam. So let's turn that. And I'm definitely a trust the process type of person when it comes to doing my makeup, because I go in with one idea and it's never really how it turns out, but it's always cute though. we save it sometime. So I very much learned how to do makeup with like the 3-step process where you do a base, like a cut, and like a eyebrow highlighter and inner corner highlighter. That's just how I learned how to do it. Is it perfect? No. Am I good at blending out? I don't think so, because I don't even know what it means. And I never really got into watching any of the gurus or anything like that, the beauty gurus. I just watching the videos. I loved seeing like what they came up with, but none of the videos like could ever really hold my attention for some reason. I don't know. And then just people would get too much drama, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I like drama TV shows, like reality TV and stuff like that. And I kind of felt like they were trying to make all whatever the beauty community gurus, their drama, like a reality TV show, and it wasn't for me. Too much drama. And then everybody and their mother came out with a makeup line. And now it's everybody and their mother is doing skincare. Which, hey, get your bag, boo, but, you know. So we got this going for us. I also always make sure to wear something I'm not, or have a towel with me that I'm not super dedicated to wearing for the rest of the day, because I use a lot of random things to clean my brushes off when I'm doing my makeup. So I'm really trying to decide. I think we're gonna go with this color in our corner, whatever this is. And then we might try this on the lower lash line. This is gonna be our highlight, and this is gonna be our brow highlight. So we're gonna see how that goes. And you know, giving me only 5 colors to work with is kind of like perfect, because when I have a full palette and there's too many options, I never really know what to do. I pull it out of my behind though, so I don't look like a total train wreck, but and I have a fluffier brush, but for like whatever this blending crap is supposed to be. But it just doesn't totally fit super well in my eyeball crease because I would say it's a little bit on the smaller side. And if you can't tell, sometimes when I'm doing this eye, I close this eye, which is totally contradictory. Like, you should at least have one eye for sure open when you're doing your makeup. But after, like, filming myself doing my makeup and paying attention to myself doing my makeup, I do a lot of my makeup based on feel. I think it has to do with because of how many times I actually have to do my makeup without my glasses on or without my contacts in. And I'm like, have terrible vision. So when I don't have my glasses on or my makeup on or my contacts in, I can't see anything. There's a hair somewhere. And I don't really care for the way this is making my skin look. There's a hair somewhere around here. I can feel it, but I cannot see it. Yeah, I'm not... I wouldn't say this is my favorite way my skin has looked after putting makeup on. And I know I haven't set my under eyes yet, but they're already creasing. Okay, so let's... Plus, I have no idea what order to actually do this stuff in. I just do it in the way that I like, or I think it should be done in, and I think that's all that really matters. Okay, so I clean it off to do my brow bone. No, I picked the wrong color. Okay, brow bone. Yes. Yes. Sometimes I use whatever highlighter I use right here on my brow bone, and sometimes I also use it in my corner, but we're not going to do that today. So to do my lower lash line, to try to keep it a little closer to the lash line, I'm going to try using this. I do have an angled brush. I think it's a little too precise. You can tell this is going to be a little bit messy. Okay, so we're going to go like that. I saw something that said you don't have to open your mouth when you're doing your makeup, but yeah, for me, I do. Or maybe it was you don't have to open your mouth when you're putting your mascara on. I don't know, but I open my mouth because it, instead of like trying to hold down this area, you open your mouth and it just pulls the skin down because you're opening your mouth. Okay, this is what we've got going for us. I think we're gonna do our lash line and then the tear duct for the highlight. So this is the liner I was going to use for a cat eye. We're not doing that today. It's a L'Oreal Paris Infallible Grip precise or precision felt in black. I like it. It's okay. I have like 2 more I have to test out. I also get styes when I use eyeliners or makeup that my eyes don't like. So that's always fun. But this is the Huda Beauty Creamy Kohl Longwear Eye Pencil. And then in the shade Berry Vanta, which is extreme black. And then this one is the Milk Makeup Infinity Longwear Eyeliner. It's a waterproof bacon eyeliner with serious staying power that's infused with avocado oil. I really should have read this before I bought it. I never would have assumed this had avocado oil in it, but I am allergic to avocado in general. They put avocado in freaking everything now, which is so upsetting. Yeah, I'm really glad I read that because I can't use this. But it is the shade Outer Space. So I guess this is the winner. This is the one we're using today. I kind of thought it was going to be more of a crayon or like a pencil, like a real pencil. Because the only Kohl eyeliners I've ever used have been like actual pencil, like wood, plastic. And there's another way to do it where you like, I don't know, it's just, I definitely know I would mess up my contacts at the minimum trying to do it another way. I would say so far so good, because a lot of eyeliners I've used before like this, it would be like on the lower lash line in like 2.5 seconds after you blinked. And my favorite eyeliner used to be the one by Marc Jacobs Beauty. But they discontinued that line a hot minute ago. So I decided I had to try and figure out something else I was going to use. I do have a couple other ones I have to test out, and I was going to buy... Okay, none of this stuff I bought during the VIB sale that recently happened at Sephora. I did get one of those packages today, and I haven't opened it yet. I do have another one coming, but I don't remember buying any makeup. A lot of it was skincare or body care, and I think perfume. I did want to buy this and a couple other ones in brown or like fun colors, like green or purple, during the sale, but since I hadn't tested them out, I didn't. So I'm just gonna have to buy them at a different time, or wait until they have another sale slash thing. Okay, let's do the corner of our eye. And the brushes I've used so far on my eyes have been Sephora. And from what these are pretty old, like 5+ years old. When they used to give you these things when you bought them. And the most recent one I purchased from them, maybe it's just the kind of brush it was, but they come in these little bag things now. But the handles are still really nice. And these are the Pro brushes. They seem to be my favorite. Okay, so corner of the eye. And I bought this palette because I was looking for like a orangey palette. And I bought it around the same time I bought that orange palette. Because I think it was not last year, but the year before last. So I've had this for a hot second. I just really wanted an orange palette, and the only palette that I found at the time that had orange in it was the James Charles palette, which I never really totally cared for him, and that was before all that stuff came out. So I didn't buy it. Plus, I think it's only like one orange color. And so after I was looking for orange, I found that BH Cosmetics one. And then they came out with this one. And it's not orange, but it's got like the orange undertone because it's bronze. So I was super excited about this one. I really like it. I'm kind of bummed it took me so long to try it out. And this is a Morphe brush, which I bought this before they had all their store closings and shady business doings, supposedly. I get in trouble. Let's do our finish, whatever. It is a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in medium, which is 2. And it looks like this. The brush I used to do this with is not that one. Is this one. It's another Sephora Pro Airbrush. It's a foundation one. But like, they really need to go back to doing this type of stuff. And the last time I brought brushes was, I think, last November, because I had to do my makeup for an event. And I wanted to get a couple different options, so I bought some brushes I'd been looking at during the Sephora sale, and they didn't come with those, but they were still the pros. I haven't not opened it, but this is what it looked like, and this is the one I bought last year. I think I bought another one, but oh, that one and the one I showed you earlier. This one. Okay, so I don't look too crazy like a disco ball. And I do have some of those little triangle, like, setting powder puffs, but I have yet to try them. I just use this. And I've actually never tried doing any type of setting powder with a sponge, which I've seen before. And then to be honest, I don't think I've ever used like a loose setting powder. The only like really loose powder I've ever used is when Bare Minerals was super popular. Like when it first came out, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, this transforms your skin," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, this powder, how in the hell is it supposed to transform my skin?" And it didn't. So I clean this off. See, it looks so much better now, but it does not look good close up. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like it came off in my T-zone. It's like really patchy looking. Oh well. I like my eye makeup. And I like my face makeup for the most part. Let's set this again. And I've been testing out the chlorine oat something dry hair shampoo, and I actually really like it. Okay. So for the lips. This is just the cotton whatever. These are the Shiseido, I think is how you say it. Cotton rectangles. And I normally buy them from Sephora, but when I was at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, they actually had them a couple packs of them, so I stocked up. For the lip color, I had no idea what we were doing, so I brought over some different options. I have a lot more lip products in this, but I did not want to go through them. So I have the Summer Friday Lip Balm Vanilla Beige, which I really like. I have it in Brown Sugar, which I haven't tried. I have the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip in that shake, which I have this in, I think it's Let's Talk. It's a pink one, and it has like separated and gotten like really gross. And then this is just a Perfectionist Lip Pencil from Milk in the shade, it's upside down, Cinnamon. And I do like the shade. It's just a little dry. And from the lip products that I've tried from Milk Cosmetics, they've all been pretty dry. And it just doesn't end up looking super great. And I love the color stories from their eyeshadows, but I have also experienced a lot of fallout when using their eyeshadows, so I don't really buy them as much anymore. I bought the Rust one, the Mary Jane, and one of the stacks. It was a gunmetal stack, I believe. I think those are the only ones I bought. Actually, no. I bought the 2 Gemini palettes. I never ended up using those 2. I bought those 2 and never got around to using it, and I just ended up reselling them. This is the Clinique Black Honey, which I remember Clinique when it was super popular when I was a lot younger, and it was like my grandma's go-to brand. And then out of nowhere, everybody loved the Black Honey lip balm, and it just was like full circle. Like, this is a Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip, which was like all over the place several months ago, and I like bought it to test it, but I never really got around to doing it when it was popular. And I finally tested it, and I really like it. It's super soft, and it can't get hot at all. I'm trying to get this little piece off. Gross. And I just put a little bit of that on because my lips are feeling dry. So I think we're going to do this one. This is Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution Luminous Modern Matte Long Lasting Lipstick. And it is a sample size. I think it's the pillow whatever color. But we'll open it. And I personally prefer matte lipsticks or glosses. I don't really like shiny lipsticks for some reason. It's just a me thing. Oh, I have to put highlighter on. Maybe. I'm not really a big blush person because of how like pink my cheeks normally are. But if I do, it's usually like the bridge of my nose or out here for the cute little look. I'm not gonna do blush. And then mascara. Okay, I don't think this is dark enough for what we got going on with our eyes. So, either I'm going to put something darker on top of this, or we're going to test out a different lipstick. I'm just trying to put it back in the box. So I think we're going to test out different lipstick. So we're going to take a new one, because the other one's got foundation on it. And I also really prefer dark lips, too. Okay. So we just took that off. Let's put our mascara on while we're here. I really, really liked this when I first tested it out. It's the Calorie mascara. But it doesn't seem like it. Number one, I do not like the brush wand, whatever, at all. Because I don't like it getting clumpy like this, and that's all this does. Like, I was just trying to separate some of the lashes and it ended up getting clumpy as hell. But I did like it at first. See, I can't even get them separated. Okay, so it doesn't, like, it makes your eyelashes look nice. It kind of clumps up a lot because the brush sucks. If it had, like, it's one of the Benefit Cosmetics brushes that I really like. They're not fibers, it's like plastic. I think it's the black tube one, bad something or other. I like the wand, but I do not like the formula. I like this formula because it stays on and it's really cool when you remove it. It like comes off in like little tubes almost, which is like super cool to me. But I just the clumping thing is something I really, really don't like. I'm gonna have to go see if I can grab a darker lipstick that we can try. So I'll be right back. So I have two options. The Charlotte Tilbury So 90s would look like a browner color. And then this Rare Beauty, it's the color Strong, the lip liner, and the lipstick, which is kind of like I've tried this before. I would say a purpley undertone brown. The only problem is I don't totally care for this one. I'm not, because it makes my lips look really, really dry. So we're gonna decide. And I don't really care for the smell either, but I love the packaging. I think this is so cool. And I always try to open them from the bottom because I don't like ripping these for some reason. And these tubes remind me of like the 90s. I think they were Estee Lauder or Lancome. Chanel, I think, might have had a few colors in tubes kind of like this, but they were heavy because I remember my mom had them. Okay, these are like stupid similar. But I do think this one's more like a purple. This one's darker. So I have tried this one. So I think we're gonna do this one. And this is more of like a chestnut color than what I was expecting. Well, I think this is what we're gonna go with. I'm not gonna take it off again. I do think this would have looked cute, but I do know I don't totally like the formula. It just really dried up my lips last time I wore it. So this is actually a Benefit Cosmetics. It's called Earth Angel, the 4-scope palette. It has Hula, Georgia, Cookie, and Honeymoon. But to be honest, I only really wear Cookie. And I do have this Milk Cosmetics highlighter brush that I haven't tried yet. But I normally use this one, this one from Sephora. And I never do a contour because I don't know how to do it and I don't like the way it looks. So this is our face for today. As far as the new products that I tried, I don't really care for this e.l.f. and the concealer. I wouldn't say I'm totally a fan of. But other than that, from the items that I can remember that we tried today that were new, I liked them so far, but you know, we haven't been wearing it very long. So yeah, this is what we got. I really like the eyeshadow, how that turned out. I really like the Huda Beauty eyeliner so far. So those are pluses. The lipstick feels nice, but we did just put it on. But yeah, this is what we got, and I'm really glad we got to spend this time together. And I hope to see you again really soon. Thanks. Bye.